The night began like any other, or so I believed. The house lay silent, save for the occasional groan of the old wooden floors beneath my restless pacing. Midnight had come and gone, and Jessica still hadn't returned. A tight knot twisted in my gut. Intuition whispering that something was wrong, though I tried to deny it. She mentioned a business dinner earlier, said it was standard, unremarkable, but there was something in her voice, something too rehearsed. I checked my phone again. Nothing. No messages, no missed calls, just silence. Deafening, suffocating silence. The antique clock above the fireplace ticked steadily, each second needling my nerves. I sat in the living room, bathed in the soft light of a single lamp, waiting. Then, just after 2, I heard the familiar purr of her SUV in the driveway. My chest tightened. Relief? No, it was something else. Dread, maybe, or both. I didn't move when the door opened and her heels echoed on the entryway tile. Moonlight cast her long shadow across the floor as she entered, tugging awkwardly at her coat. Her hands trembled. Her steps were unsteady. I flicked on the lights. She froze, eyes wide, as if she'd stepped into a snare. Gone was her usual poise. Her mouth parted slightly, her skin pale, eyes glassy. Late night, I said, my voice calm to the point of cruelty. I sat back in a leather chair, a half-finished glass of whiskey cradled in my hand. I didn't look away. She swallowed hard. I told you I had a business dinner. It ran late. Her tone was even, but I caught the tremor. Is that what we're calling it? I replied, raising my brow and sipping slowly. Strange. Most business dinners don't end with lipstick on someone else's collar. Her face drained of color. One hand flew to her neck, brushing against a deep red smear that betrayed her. The room felt smaller, as if the walls were creeping inward. Nick, I can explain, don't. I stood slowly, placing my glass down with deliberate care. My hands didn't shake. My mind, however, raged beneath the surface. I stepped toward her. She backed away. Don't insult me with lies. Who is he? She hesitated, then whispered. I made a mistake. Her voice cracked. It didn't mean anything. It was stupid. Just once. I'm so sorry. My voice hardened. Stop. I stared at her. The woman I married, traveled with, dreamed with. And now she was a stranger in our home. It meant nothing? I said, my laugh hollow. That's your excuse? That it was so meaningless you were willing to destroy everything. Tears ran down her cheeks, streaking her carefully applied makeup. Nick, I was drunk. I wasn't thinking straight. We can move past this. I love you. That word, love, it hit harder than betrayal itself. Love. I echoed, disgusted. Love doesn't lie. Love doesn't cheat. I walked past her, pulling a hoodie from the rack. Where are you going? She asked, panic in her voice. Out. I replied without turning. Please don't walk out on me. We need to talk. But I was already gone. I drove aimlessly through the quiet streets, past places that once held joy. The park where we used to picnic, the little cafe where we planned our future. They felt like cruel reminders now. Hours bled away. Grief turned to anger. Anger solidified into something colder, resolve. By dawn, I returned home. She was either asleep or pretending. I didn't care. I had plans to set in motion. In the weeks that followed, I wore a mask, the forgiving husband, committed to working things through. We went to therapy. She cried, confessed, pleaded for forgiveness. I listened quietly. All the while I was digging, collecting her texts, the emails, hotel confirmations. She'd been careless. I wasn't. Then I found him, Kyle, a coworker. Married. I didn't confront him. That would have been far too simple. Instead, I compiled everything. Screenshots, timelines, photos, and sent them anonymously to his wife. Let her deal with him. And I waited. Not long after, I suggested we host a dinner, just close friends. Jessica jumped at the idea, thrilled to show off our progress. She had no idea what was coming. The house filled that Saturday evening. Laughter, clinking glasses, polite chatter. Jessica flitted about like the perfect hostess. I watched, silent and patient. Midway through the evening, I stood. I'd like to propose a toast, I said, raising my glass. To fresh starts and truth. Jessica's smile flickered. She raised her glass slowly. To truth, she echoed. I have a story, I continued. A short one. Conversation stopped. All eyes turned. Jessica shifted uneasily. While I was building a life with a woman I loved, I said, she was building a lie with someone else. Gasps. Silence. But that's okay, I added, turning to Jessica, because I've taken care of everything. The legal documents are ready. Our finances are secure. And Kyle's wife, she knows. Jessica crumpled in her seat, face buried in her hands. The dinner dissolved into quiet chaos. Guests left in stunned silence. Jessica tried to speak to me, but I'd already said all I needed to. By morning, she was gone. The house was quiet again. Truly quiet. Peaceful. This wasn't the ending I envisioned the day we said our vows, but it was the one she chose. I sat alone, the sun rising beyond the city skyline. The silence now a comfort. I was free. Free to mend. Free to start anew. Free to find someone who understood loyalty, truly understood it. And this time, I wouldn't settle for less.